Okay, we'll see how long I can hold my arm like this with the San Pellegrino at the same time. Pranayama. It's good shit, man. So I don't really have anything to say, but the light is really beautiful right now. So I am kind of opportunistically taking advantage of magic hour on Saturday, Shani day. Talk about Kal Sarpa and how Kal Sarpa is fundamental to understanding everything that the world is going through and has been going through, I think, probably for the last 3 years. I need to check my exact dates. But Kal Sarpa is the dragon of Rahu and Ketu, the north and south nodes of the moon, that represent our karmic futures and pasts. Rahu is future, what we have come back into this realm to do, and Ketu represents what we have done and what we might want to detach from. So wherever these planets are in your house, this particular house gets that effect. When all of the planets are on one side of the axis that these two form, because they are always in alignment, being the head and the body of the dragon that was decapitated, Swarbanu, I believe. This phenomenon is a karmic bunching, and it's a process of digestion. We have to go through a sort of polarity shift in our consciousness. People get shoved from one end of the spectrum to the other in opinions and belief systems and situations, circumstances, whether it be financial, emotional, physical, health-wise. As you can see here with the mouse, Rahu is in Aries and Ketu is in Libra, and all the planets are on the left-hand side of the screen. So these are basically being digested in the dragon. What we want ultimately is to be excreted. So that's when Kal Sarpa ends. It's sort of hazy as to where Rahu and Ketu are in their respective orbits, because if there's a bit of controversy in the Vedic astrology world as to how to calculate these nodes since they're invisible. So the ancient astrologers calculated it according to their estimation, which is known as the true node. And if you go by the true node, Rahu and Ketu have already moved houses, gone from Taurus and Scorpio respectively to Aries and Libra. And I'll talk more about that shift in another video and how it's going to affect our relationships and our sense of individualism for the next year and a half plus. And today is April 2nd, the first day after the old New Year. 1500s, they changed the calculating the New Year from April 1st, which is now April Fool's Day, to January 1st. Sidebar. So anyhow, today is April 2nd, and greetings, welcome to Astrology Awakening. I wanted to see, there was a, I guess it's alligator in South Florida, right? Alligator out here the other day. It made me think of the crocodile Makara from Hindu mythology, and I think like the one that most people know is Vishnu rescues an elephant who's like traipsing through his land in a proud manner and gets his leg caught by a crocodile, and Vishnu rescues him. So that's sort of apropos for how I feel about where I'm at right now, because I definitely, I don't know if I was too proud, but I was definitely an elephant who needed a rescue. This is like kind of where I'm living, staying now. It's beautiful. South Florida is beautiful in general, but this place is nice and way more manicured than I'm used to. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I got a lot more other bullshit going on in my life that I could complain about, but I am definitely not going to, because I feel like the phrase I've been using is I've been functionally homeless for the past year or so, and this is the first time I've had some stability, so definitely using it to do some dharma and put some videos out, put some content out about astrology, about the world. And first things first, Kal Sarpa. Whenever Saturn is in its own house in Capricorn or Aquarius, it's a major destabilization towards a more stabilizing shift in the world and in society. The past few years have been all about zigzags, up and downs in the world in general, and certainly personally for me, because the reason that Kal Sarpa happens is Saturn and Jupiter, the slow-moving planets. Whenever they come together, you have the potential for a Kal Sarpa. We have Jupiter joining Saturn this past couple of years in Capricorn. And a lot of people might remember this as the Christmas star when they came together. It was a really beautiful sight to behold. Jupiter is debilitated in Capricorn, and Saturn owns Capricorn. So in a way, when Jupiter's here, Saturn owns Jupiter's ass. And Jupiter isn't used to being owned because Jupiter is guru, teacher, dominion over belief systems. The real buried lead that I'd like to point out in this video is what the Dogon people in West Africa associate this particular conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter and Capricorn with. This is their festival of, without being a Dogon expert, but I will drop that. I'll get around to my genetic relationship to the Dogon in another video, which is another reason that the past few years have sent me on kind of a interesting walkabout. And what's really cool is I was able to note that this was coming before it happened and be able to research ahead of time possibly what to expect. And a few years ago I would walk around telling everybody that I know, next couple of years the world isn't going to be anything like what you are used to. Now, I had no idea what was coming, but I definitely knew that the Dogon thought this was the real mother deal. So I just go with the experts. But having a Kal Sarpa context in which to understand Sigitolo, the past few years in my life and many of the people around me, I think they have been pushed to the extremes of everything that they know and hold to be a value or a virtue or a non-virtue. And it's a beautiful thing to be in the midst of a breakdown and understand the breakdown. But it's another thing altogether to have to deal with the matrix and deal with living out of your car and having to sleep on people's couches. And it's something that I am truly grateful for, that I was able to experience a struggle like what I have experienced in the past few years under the watchful eye of Saturn and Jupiter in this beautiful conjunction. So I think I'll just end it there because I want to go drink my sand pee.